You know that feeling when you spend a few $100s on a cheap countertop fridge that looks shiny in the showroom, only to discover weeks later that the door never stays closed, the temperature fluctuates, and you end up with warm soda and a growing electric bill? That regret is what keeps a lot of coffee shop owners and small restaurant managers up at night, because the next thing you know they've wasted time and money on a unit that never really works for the hustle of a busy front of house. So before I dove into the LCEKY Beverage cooler with its glass doors and LED lighting, I asked myself, is this the kind of smarter buy that actually saves a business from those headaches? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The first thing I did was look at the real-world setup you'd find in a typical CAF or a bar that needs a visual showcase for bottled drinks, bottled water, craft beers, or even pre-mixed cocktails. A 30.3 cubic foot capacity sounds impressive on paper, but the question is whether that space translates into flexible shelving that lets you adjust for different bottle shapes and whether the glass front stays clear under constant opening and closing. In daily use, the unit sits on a standard commercial floor, so you need to think about the weight of a fully stocked cooler, roughly a few £100s, and whether your existing flooring can support it without a reinforcement kit. For many small businesses, the floor is concrete or tile, which is fine, but a wooden shop floor might need an extra frame. That's a hidden trade-off that people often overlook until they have the unit in the back room. When it comes to temperature stability, the LCEKY uses a powerful cooling system paired with insulation and defogging technology. In practice, that means the interior should stay at a consistent 38-40 F even when the door is open dozens of times per hour, which is the reality of a bustling brunch rush. I read that the defogging feature prevents the glass door from getting that annoying mist that makes the display look like a foggy supermarket aisle. The real test is whether the system can keep up when you load the fridge from empty to full in under an hour, something a busy bartender might do during a happy hour prep. From what the specifications suggest, the compressor is sized for commercial duty, so you shouldn't notice the unit cycling on and off like a fridge you'd find in a dorm room. One of the biggest practical strengths of the LCEKY is the magnetic door structure. Unlike conventional hinges, the magnetic seal provides a silent close and reduces the risk of the door swinging open in a crowded environment. For a CAF, that translates into fewer nervous glances at the back of the room wondering if a door is about to slam shut on a glass. The magnetic seal also helps maintain the internal temperature, which is a big win if you're displaying craft beer that needs to stay cold but also want the glass front to stay clear for branding. The LED lighting is evenly spread, so even the bottles at the back of the shelf are illuminated, making the whole unit a mini showcase. In a retail scenario, that can actually boost impulse purchases because customers can see the product labels clearly without having to pull a bottle out. On the flip side, the unit's interior shelving is fixed in a single configuration. There are no adjustable rails. If you have a mixture of tall soda bottles and short pint glasses, you might find yourself stacking some items awkwardly or leaving dead space. That's the kind of hidden downside that only becomes obvious once you've actually tried to load up a variety of containers. Also, because the cooler is built with glass doors, it's prone to scratches if you lean a tray or a heavy crate against it. Most commercial users will install a protective film or be extra careful, but it does add a maintenance step that a fully steel door model would avoid. The LED system, while bright, can also generate a small amount of heat at the top of the unit. If you're placing the cooler right next to a wall of ovens, you might see the temperature creep up a few degrees and need to adjust the thermostat. Who should buy this? If you run a coffee shop, a small restaurant, a boutique wine bar, or even a convenience store that wants to turn an ordinary beverage fridge into a visual centerpiece, the LCEKY is a solid match. Its combination of a large capacity, magnetic door, and built-in LED lighting offers more than just cold storage. It gives you a display that can double as branding. It's also a good fit for businesses that have a steady flow of customers and need to restock the unit frequently, because the magnetic door reduces wear and the cooling system is designed for commercial cycles. However, if your operation only needs a simple, no-frills cooler for a handful of drinks, or you're on a tight budget that can't accommodate the extra footprint, you might look at a basic stainless steel unit that's cheaper and